Who's in the starting lineup?
Come on, son. You got to get out there and take the mound. It's game time.
What does the skipper have to say?
It's an attitude. You got to be willing to defend. You got to be willing to base run, or you can't play here.
It's the leadoff show powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook with Tommy Wortz on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM, The Fan.
Welcome into the leadoff show live from the 1250 AM, 105.7 FM, The Fan studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Tommy Wortz here with you, getting you caught up on all things Brewers, Cubs ahead of a series and season finale with Chicago. Brewers do not have any more matchups against the Cubs this year. It'll be Quinn Priester on the bump for Milwaukee, going up against Shota Imanaga of the Chicago Cubs. First pitch from Wrigley Field, 1:20 today in Chicago. Game number 128 on the season, game number 5 of the series. What's the lineup looking like today?
Looking up, and it is gone.
It's almost time for the first pitch. Let's see who's in today's starting lineups. Brought to you by Lakeland University. Experience it your way. Visit lakeland.edu. It's the leadoff show powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM, The Fan.
Thanks again to Lakeland University for jumping on the leadoff show this year. Experience it your way, lakeland.edu. Lineup today for Milwaukee, Chicago, starting with the Cubs. Michael Busch will lead things off. He's the first baseman. Kyle Tucker back in the lineup in right field. Seiya Suzuki, the DH, will bat third. Pete Crow Armstrong in center field batting fourth. Ian Happ in left field batting fifth. Nico Horner at second base will bat sixth. Willie Castro at third base batting seventh. Dansby Swanson at shortstop bats eighth. Reese McGuire is catching. He will round things out for the Cubs, bat ninth. Sal Frelick to lead off for Milwaukee today. Isaac Collins in left field will bat second. William Contreras, the catcher, will bat third. Christian Yelich, the DH, bats fourth. Andrew Vaughn at first base will bat fifth. Caleb Durbin at third base will bat sixth. Bryce Terang at second base will bat seventh. Brandon Lockridge in center field will bat eighth. Rounding things out for Milwaukee today, the shortstop batting ninth, Joey Ortiz. All right, everyone freak out. Sky is falling. 3 losses in a row. It's over. Just throw it away. Season's done. Look at that. Just ripping all my paper up now. Because there's no reason to talk about the Brewers. No, relax, slow down. Yes, yesterday, underwhelming result, right? It's a close ball game. You see some mishaps from the Brewers again. Jacob Mizorowski doesn't necessarily look his best. It's his second start since coming back from the IL now. Yeah, there are some growing pains to happen. You know what didn't happen all the way from May 25th till right now? The Brewers really didn't look like that. It was hard to see when the last time the Brewers lost 3 games in a row. You got to go back to May at this point. To May. They have had a phenomenal run. And yesterday, again, I think it's all a little amplified with a Cubs series right now. And everyone wants to see Milwaukee perform against the best teams. And the Cubs are one of the best teams in Major League Baseball. And after the game yesterday, the Brewers now will not own the season tiebreaker against Chicago. They're going to lose this series officially against Chicago, and it's the last time they play them. Well, now all you have is one last game to make a little bit of an impact, to send a message back. You got to get after it, Milwaukee. Today is the day, and it's Quinn Priester going up against Shota Imanaga of the Chicago Cubs. Let's recap yesterday real quick.
Did you miss the last game? Did you miss what was said after the last game? It's time to rewind. It's the leadoff show powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM, The Fan.
We had already said the Miz going up against old friend Colin Ray of Chicago. Brewers got on the board first in this one. Jump ahead to the second inning. Christian Yelich drew a leadoff walk after Andrew Vaughn would line out to start things after. Another walk from Siegler, a walk from Terang. Blake Perkins grounds out to second base, able to get a run to come across, make it 1-0. In the third, that's when we saw the blow-up inning from Jacob Mizorowski. He walked the first 3 batters to start the inning. Then Michael Busch, a double into left center field, would clear the bases. It made things 3-1. But then everything kind of settles down, and the Brewers start to lock in again. Jumping all the way to the 6th inning, that's when the next run would come across, and it would be from Milwaukee, courtesy of Bryce Terang, who's just been on a heater. Staying hot.
Strikeout. Terang on the first pitch. He shoots one through for a base hit. Here comes Yelich. He will score. And Bryce Terang delivers.
Bryce Terang's been delivering for a while now for this Brewers team. He stays hot, makes the game 3-2. Highlights courtesy of FanDuel Sports Network. Then we got to jump ahead to the 7th, 8th inning situation, because this is where I maybe get the most confused. Abner Uribe has been pitching in the 7th inning now for quite some time instead of Jared Koenig, the last couple of times at least. He would start things off. He didn't throw a ball the entire time, by the way, in the 7th inning. He got a strike and a fly out, 2 pitches, Nico Horner's out. First pitch of the at-bat to Owen Casey, ground out, he's out. Then a strike looking, a strike swinging, a strike swinging. It's a strikeout on Dansby Swanson. He threw 6 pitches and recorded a strikeout, no balls, easy work. In the 8th inning, Jared Koenig came in. He gave up a homer to Matt Shaw. I don't understand the move to bring in Jared Koenig in the 8th inning. And I know some people want to argue or at least bring up the point of where are they in the lineup? Does it benefit more to have Koenig come in that spot in the lineup? Well, maybe because there was one lefty that he would face. But he had to face Shaw, who's right-hander, and then took him 390 to left. Michael Busch, a lefty, but he gave up a hit to him. Got lucky with the one to Ian Happ. Got a double play out of it, and had to face Seiya Suzuki, who was putting charges into baseballs all day yesterday. The wind was killer for Milwaukee and Chicago. However, it was only 2-4. Top of the 9th inning. The Brewers looking to come back. Anthony Siegler strikes out, but then Bryce Terang, a rip up the middle. He would take second base on a fielder's indifference. Then Danny Jansen, a chance to make his moment happen.
Pulls it. Oh, and it gets by Shaw. Fair ball down into the corner. Terang is in. And Danny Jansen makes this a 1-run game. Big hit for Jansen.
Maybe one of the bigger hits for Danny Jansen in his short tenure now with the Milwaukee Brewers. It was 3-4, 4-3 after that game. A walk to Sal Frelick, a walk to Isaac Collins. The bases are now loaded. Bill Contreras up to the plate. Can he make the big hit happen?
Here's the 0-2. And it's a shot. It is caught. A snow cone to end the game. Buzzard's luck for William Contreras.
Yeah, unfortunately, no. Kind of an underwhelming ending there as the Brewers will fall to the Cubs. 3rd straight game now, 4-3. The Cubs now 73-54 on the season. Milwaukee 79-48. Now have a 6-game lead in the NL Central standing. Still the best record in baseball. Still have the best record in the National League Central. So slow down before you start freaking out over 3 games of a 162-game season. But yes, the last 3 days, it's not gone Milwaukee's way. And I think that's something you have to point out too, is that the Brewers, everyone was calling it Uecker magic, right? Oh, the power of Bob Uecker that was going on during that stretch there. That was not going to last the entire season. Now, it was a very good portion. It was May 25th till August 18th or August 19th, right? The Brewers were unstoppable, unbelievable during that stretch. But it's baseball. And the Brewers were putting the ball in play again. A lot of hard hit balls that also just go right at guys in Chicago. They definitely missed out on opportunities yesterday. They had the bases loaded in the 9th inning. In the 2nd inning, they had the bases loaded again, right? Colin Ray was not really all that good. 5 2/3. He had 5 walks in the game plus 3 hits. Mizorowski had the one blow-up inning. It's the difference in the game. They don't make a lot of mistakes, but they did yesterday. 3 walks to start an inning is a mistake. Jacob Mizorowski, his final line, 4 innings of work, just 1 hit, 3 earned runs, 5 strikeouts, and 3 walks. He is now 4-2 on the year. Danny Palencia picks up his 18th save on the season. After the game was over, Pat Murphy spoke to the media, and he got a little fiery for the first time, really, it sounded like. Pat Murphy, after the game, not pleased with how his team has been playing, I guess.
Can you share about that? It's been so long since you had
Just proud of him. Proud of heck. You know, like you guys were right here at the games. You understand baseball. So just tell them how proud I am of them, because there's sometimes things don't go your way. The wind's blowing. Sometimes you can't try to, fight it, and you break the branches. You know what I mean? If you try to fight it, and they let the branches blow and they come back, and we'll reset. But we didn't get the outcome we wanted, but we showed tremendous heart and tremendous relentlessness. And yeah, I mean, Miz's start, that's not good enough. That's not good enough. He lost his, whatever you want to call it, focus, whatever you want to call it, but that's not good enough. They took advantage. They got clutch hits. They made every defensive play. They made every tough play. We hit a lot of balls on the nose right at people. That's just the way it is. That's baseball. But how we played and how we went about it, made no excuses and went after it and put ourselves in a position to win, and kind of maybe indicative of the whole game, got a line drive, caught that in the game.
Murph, was the feeling from the guys in there a good one, a positive one after you talked?
No.
Did you get a good sense from them?
Why wouldn't you?
Well, I'm just asking. Negative? I'm just asking.
No. That's kind of a dumb question, but yeah, it was great sense. The guys are in great spirits. They're in line to break a franchise record for wins. Why wouldn't they be in a great frame of mind? You think that this is going to? Think they're not professional players, and you think that would make them think they're not a good team?
No, I don't think that at all.
Murph, what about the quality of the at-bats in the 9th inning specifically?
Tremendous. That's why we met. Tremendous. They had good at-bats all night. The kid, Colin Ray, knows our team very well, pitched well. The wind's howling in, so it's really tough to do much. But he threw strikes, after the first inning. We didn't get the big hit when we needed to early. We've got some guys that are obviously been put in spots that, because of injuries or whatever it might be, and they still did their best. Perk put a ball in play, so we scored 1 run. We didn't get that big hit when we needed it.
Or if that stretch with Miz, he's got all those long levers. How do you, or do you think that's
mental? Yeah, it's definitely. There's nothing wrong with his levers. You know what I mean? Like he lost it, and then the situation got away from him, and he couldn't recover. He did recover 2 more innings, but at the time he didn't. And then Bush got a clutch hit in the gap.
Did you feel like that at bat with Shaw took a little bit out of him there? And that, I think it was 10 pitches, 11 pitches.
I'm sure it did.
Well, what were the conversations with Miz and Hookie, and you maybe even deciding to send him back out for the 4th?
Yeah, we did a lot based on his last outing. Mm-hmm. He's coming off the IL. As whatever he had in his last outing, 58 pitches, so we didn't want him to go too much. We wanted him to expand that, but not too much past that. So he went from 58 pitches to how many tonight? 78. I think that's a nice exit right there to help try and build him up for the next time.
And Murph, is the best thing for him to continue to go through this year, and you saw such good things in that the first number of starts.
Yeah, it's a unique situation, but he showed flashes of that tonight. For was it 3 of the 4? How many did he end up throwing for us? 4. So 3 of the 4, he was good. But yeah, that's you can't have a breakdown and walk. But he walked 3 in a row.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do that.
There is the manager, Pat Murphy, speaking to the media after the game. That audio courtesy Drew Wagner on Twitter @by Andrew Wagner. It is the leadoff show live from the 1250 AM, 105.7 FM the Fan Studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Drew Wagner will join the program on about 25 minutes or so here. 1240, we'll talk to Drew Wagner, pick his brain as the Cubs and Brewers are going to wrap up things here today. For the last time this season, indeed, we will have Luis Olmos, who is live at Wrigley, talking to us about some of the best bets if you want to get over to the Potawatomi Sportsbook and hear some of the best things you can do over there, as well as how they can help you during Milwaukee Brewers baseball season. I thought that where do you want to go from here? Do you want to hear from Miz? Do you want to hear from Christian Yelich? Because both of those guys deserving of some time here on the air. I think we go to Miz naturally after this, right? He's the headline of it. The Brewers offense maybe doesn't perform to its best ability, but you can't have that inning, like Murphy said. You can't have the inning where you walk the bases loaded to start the inning. You're just asking for something bad to happen. But Jacob Mizorowski says, like, it'll come and it'll be, and you just got to weather the storm, ride out these roller coasters of a game. It is what it is. Here's Jacob Mizorowski speaking after the game.
Jacob, can you tell us about that 4-batter stretch when you get into that with the walks? How do you get out of it?
I mean, I think the easiest part is just going back to what I know and trusting my stuff.
Do you feel like you did that?
Yeah, I feel like I, obviously batter too late, but it's the game. So.
Is there a sense there, like the kind of the snowball starts going down the hill, starts picking up momentum as that inning goes on, or is it really just batter by batter?
No, it's just batter by batter. Thought I made a good pitch, and I thought thought it was a little lower, and Bryce or Joey was going to make a play, but it's baseball, so it is what it is.
That long at bat, it looked like you're having fun during that at bat. Didn't like the outcome, obviously.
Yeah.
But does that? I mean, how difficult is that in the middle of everything else going on? 11 pitches against one guy.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not easy. I mean, it sucks, but at the same time, again, it's baseball. It is what it is. The guy's here for a reason, but, it is what it is.
Miz, do you feel like today was a step forward for you from Cincinnati, or do you feel like you're still kind of working through just, being off from your time on the IL?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a step forward, but, it's not perfect, but, again, it is what it is.
How big a factor is that time off, do you think? You were in a rhythm or getting back into a rhythm after the All-Star break. How big a issue was it to have to step away?
I mean, I think it's always not going to be fun to step away for a while and try and get back into it. But, it's part of the job. You just got to do it. And, it'll come. It'll be, it's you just got to weather the storm and, ride the roller coaster of, games. So it is what it is.
There is Jacob Mizorowski speaking after the game. That audio courtesy of Adam McCalvey on Twitter. Yeah, it wasn't a great outing for Jacob Mizorowski. It was really more of just a bad inning. It really was. You can't have that third inning happen. You just cannot. That I understand. Now, when you're looking at the future, which we don't like to do, especially with this team, as Pat Murphy has taught us anything, we're all about today. But I don't know if this guy's going to start a playoff game anyway. I don't know if it'd be the best way the Brewers to use him to start a playoff game. I pitched the idea earlier today. Could you imagine game one of a playoff series, and it's Brandon Woodruff on the mound? That's my pick, at least. Maybe it's Freddie Peralta. But for this scenario, let's just say it's Brandon Woodruff. And then Jacob Mizorowski comes in right after Brandon Woodruff. Brandon Woodruff gives you a strong 6 innings, and Miz can finish the rest of the game out, or he can go 2 innings, and then you use either McGill or Uribe in whatever situation you'd like. And then the next day, you do the same thing with Freddie Peralta and Aaron Ashby, who whatever you didn't use between Uribe and McGill, that happens in game 2. That's a terrifying scenario for an opposition. The Brewers will be fine. They will be fine. It is 3 games in a 162 game season. And I know how excited we all were. 14 game winning streak was awesome. Everyone had their burgers yesterday. But I think it gets amplified with a Cubs series. Relax. It'll be fine. I promise. Coming up, we're going to talk to Luis Olmos over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Get you some of the best bets. If you want to get any action on today's game, still going to go through our Building a Winner feature presented by Ironworkers Local 8 later on in the program. And maybe I play a little bit of Christian Yelich for you. It is the leadoff show live from the 1250 AM, 105.7 FM, the Fan Studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook.
At the wall, looking up. See you later.
Let's get the latest on today's odds for the game. What's the best way to go? Let's check in with our expert from the Potawatomi Sportsbook to find out. It's the leadoff show powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM, The Fan.
Welcome back to the leadoff show. Tommy Wortz here with you live from the 1250 AM, 105.7 FM, The Fan Studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Before we get over to Luis Olmos at the Potawatomi Sportsbook, let me run down Milwaukee's lineup again in case you missed it earlier in the show. Sal Frelick in right field leads things off. Isaac Collins in left field will bat second. William Contreras, the catcher, will bat third. Christian Yelich, the DH, batting fourth today. Andrew Vaughn at first base will bat fifth. Caleb Durbin at third base will bat sixth. Bryce Terang at second base bats seventh. Brandon Lockridge in center field batting eighth. Joey Ortiz rounds things out. He is the shortstop batting ninth. Joining the show now, as he has been all week, in place of our guy Austin Herdina, senior media manager over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook and good friend, down at Wrigley Field on the Fan Guest Hotline, powered by Gruber Law. It is Luis Olmos. Luis, how is it down there, my friend?
It is buzzing. I have seen a ton of Brewer fans down here. You know, I felt I had to come down here and right the ship, right? I don't like how many losses I've seen. It's 3 losses. It's more than we probably had in, 2 months?
Yeah.
So I'm down here. A ton of Brewer fans, though. They have traveled well. So I'm really proud at the Brewers kind of sticking it back to the Cubs, right, and coming here and filling up their stadium. So it's looking great. Weather's beautiful. You know, hopefully the ball's flying out and we get a W today.
Yeah, that's all that we can hope for. Milwaukee, a 3-game skid, first time since May they've done that. And now Luis almost trying to put his best euchre magic into effect down in Wrigley Field here. Looking at the betting odds, courtesy of the Potawatomi Sportsbook, Brewers are underdogs in this game, plus 117. Plus 1.5 will get you minus 210 on the run line, and the over-under set at 6.5. Again, that was what it was yesterday as well, Luis, if you remember. What are you looking at today from your most popular bets at the Potawatomi Sportsbook? Get a parlay for the people going.
Yeah, it's kind of, I don't want to call it a must-win in August, right? I think that's a little too much, but I think the Brewers know they have to win, and that money line is tempting, right? That Brewers money line is tempting. So I'm going Brewers money line. Quinn Priester over 4.5 strikeouts. I think Quinn's going to get us a really good outing today, and those Cubs are some free swingers. And then Bryce Terang, over 1.5 total bases reported. I love these bets with Bryce because if he gets a single, he steals a base, boom, it's done. The guy's always on the move, and you saw it last night, you know, that hit in the 9th inning that kind of got him in. So I'm a big fan of Bryce and Sal, these guys that can really put the ball in play, and even if it's a single, they're on second or third before you know it.
Absolutely. Luis Olmos joining us at Wrigley Field from the Potawatomi Sportsbook. His parlay for the people today. Brewers money line, Quinn Priester over 3.5 strikeouts, Bryce Terang over a half a hit. It'll pay plus 350 courtesy of the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Luis, I don't want to keep you too long, but what's going on over at Potawatomi that people should know about?
Shuttle start again tomorrow. So if you're going to the Brewer game this weekend, you know, come on down. Any bet or any purchase in the sportsbook is going to get you to the game. Get you a wristband, and we'll get some reward play back. And then NCAA football, those reservations are for sale. So if you're looking for Saturday the 30th of August, they start at $25 and go up from there. So start booking your reservations for that week 1 slate of college football. It's going to be awesome. Week 1 slate of NFL is going to be awesome. We're super excited football's back, and there's no better place to see these games than the Potawatomi Sportsbook.
Football is on the horizon indeed. You can start making reservations to go get your group over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. One more time, your parlay for the people today, courtesy of our guy Luis Olmos. Brewers money line, Quinn Priester over 3.5 strikeouts, Bryce Terang to record a hit. It'll pay plus 350 courtesy of the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Luis, thank you so much for jumping on today. Have a great rest of your day, my friend. And of course, more than ever today, go Brewers.
Go Brewers. Thanks.
There he is, Luis Olmos at the Potawatomi Sportsbook, joining us here on the leadoff show on the Fan Guest Hotline, powered by Gruber Law. One call, that's all. I want to play back some of Mr. Christian Yelich for you from yesterday, and I don't want to dwell too much on it, but looking at what's coming up today for Quinn Priester, Priester is now making his 24th appearance, 19th start for Milwaukee this year. Last pitched in Cincinnati, had the no decision in the 6-5 11-inning victory when she went 5 1/3, 2 earned runs. The team is 12-6 in his starts right now. He has 7 quality starts this season, and they've been phenomenal. They haven't lost a game that Quinn Priester has pitched in since May 24th. May 24th. The Brewers just seem to get it up for Mr. Quinn Priester, but Christian Yelich really talking about the vibe of the clubhouse, and not necessarily brushing off the last 3 games as if they meant nothing and it doesn't mean anything for Milwaukee, but speaking upon it to at least tell people it's a lot of baseball. Baseball's going to happen, and it's going to be a totally different story written today, hopefully. Here is Christian Yelich after the game.
Obviously not the outcome you guys wanted, but what can you say about just how you guys competed to give yourselves the chance in the 9th?
Yeah, and that's all you can do is compete, play hard, and take competitive at-bats and put yourself in a situation to win. You know, put a good swing on the ball. You can't control where it goes or who catches it or not, doesn't catch it. That's how baseball works sometimes. You know, you just do all the things right and you don't get rewarded for it. But the more you do it, the more you get rewarded for it. So, you know, it's one of those nights. Been that way for a couple days, but it is what it is. It's how it goes.
How do you, what do you say it's been so long since you guys lost a couple in a row. It happens here against the team that's chasing them. Just how do you, if someone's feeling angsty back home, what would you say?
Who cares? You know, play the games, right? You're going to win some, you're going to lose some. You got to compete. Like, you're going to lose. It's how you lose is what matters. Like, you know, if we were doing a bunch of stuff wrong, if we weren't competing the right way, if you're feeling sorry for yourself, that's one thing. If you're competing really hard, and you're fighting, and you're putting good swings on balls, you're doing the things that you need to be doing, and you're still losing. That's the sport, right? Like, it's a lot of things in baseball are out of your control. You know, you can do everything right in this game and not be rewarded for it. You know, I'm happy with the way that we're competing. Are things not going our way right now? Sure, but that was coming. Like, we knew that was coming. I told you guys that was coming. You know, it's how this sport works. Nobody's panicking. I know that would be a good narrative, and that would be like a cool thing to have out there. Like, just being full panic after losing 3 losses. They're a good team. So are we. We're going to square off probably more times than just tomorrow. You know, we're going to probably see them again at some point during the postseason, and it'll be a good series. But there's no panic here. There's no level of concern. A couple of good baseball games that didn't go our way. A pitch.
Nobody likes them.
Craig Counsell returning to American Family Field.
We all want to see them lose.
It's not my job to tell people how to feel about something, or even to figure it out. Let people feel how they want to feel, and I'm good with that, and I think it doesn't have to be all positive.
It's time to eye up the enemy for today's game. It's the Leadoff Show, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM, The Fan.
Welcome back from that sound from our guy Christian Yelich. Time for another Eye on the Enemy feature. Hey, Christian Yelich wants you guys to know we can't fully panic after 3 games. You know what, guys? And that pains me. I am a very what have you done for me lately type person. I am someone who reacts, maybe overreacts to everything. But if you want to lose all faith in this team after 3 games, after what you saw from them for the past 2 months, 3 months, that's a problem. That's a problem. And I want to get you guys some hope here with this next feature, our Eye on the Enemy feature, right? We like to do this one, especially when it's divisional rivals. The Cubs, you hear Craig Counsell's voice, just fires you up already. The Brewers have had some success, a lot of success, against Shota Imanaga this year and in the past. For instance, he is 1-2 with an ERA of 7.2 in his career against Milwaukee. Last time they saw him, July 30th. The Cubs won that game, but they kind of roughed up Imanaga. He went 5 innings, 3 earned runs, gave up 2 homers in the game, faced 20 batters, right? The career numbers of the Milwaukee Brewers in the lineup today against Imanaga. Sal Frelick's 0 for 3 to start right now his career against Shota Imanaga. But Sal Frelick against lefties this year has been pretty awesome. He's batting .310 against lefties this season. None of his homers have come off a lefty bat. That's not really what they're asking Sal Frelick to do. Isaac Collins, 1 for 6. He's also struggled a little bit since coming back from his paternity leave, but hey, again, that's 3 games. He was the best player maybe in all of baseball from June 8th until he left for paternity leave. His WAR was a top 5 WAR in baseball. Seriously, it was. Go back, look it up. That stretch. William Contreras, 3 for 7, 2 homers against Imanaga. Took him deep twice, I believe, last game. Christian Yelich, 3 for 8 with a homer. That's .375 batting average. Andrew Vaughn, 3 for 5. He's batting .600 So your 3 through 5 have done very well against Imanaga so far. Durbin is 0 for 4. Terang is 0 for 6. Lockridge is 0 for 2. Yeah, 6 through 8 hasn't had a lot of success. 0 for 12. Joey Ortiz, though, back in the 9 spot. He's batting .429, has 3 career hits against Shota. I will say the Cubs did rough up Quinn Priester this year at a point. Michael Bush, 1 for 5, a homer. Seiya Suzuki, 3 for 8, a homer. Pete Crow Armstrong, 2 for 5, a homer. Nico Horner, 4 for 8 with a homer. It has not been all sunshine and rainbows, I guess, for Milwaukee against the Cubs this season, right? Hasn't been like how it was against the Dodgers or the Phillies earlier. But the Cubs are a really good baseball team. And the Brewers, while you think the pitching matchup might favor Chicago, I don't necessarily agree with that. Priester's been very solid all season. Almost unhuman for a good stretch of it. You go back to the Cubs game in which he pitched earlier in the season. That was the Tyler Alexander blow-up game. Tyler Alexander came in, and it wasn't great. Priester went 4 1/3, gave up 7 earned runs in that game. This is worst start of the year. Worst start of the year, probably. Then he bounces back on the 29th, 5 2/3, 2 earned runs, and he earns the victory. The Brewers won 9-3 in the game. Bullpen kind of locked it down from there. I like the matchup for Priester today. I do. I think he's learning on the fly, as we talk about with Drew Wagner all the time, and he's learned a lot facing the Cubs this season.
The key to building a winner in baseball is a strong minor league system. Who are the names we should know? How did they play in their last game? Ironworkers Local 8 brings you Building a Winner. Building Milwaukee's future, one beam at a time. Apply now at iwl8.org.
Yes, time for another Building a Winner feature presented by Ironworkers Local 8. Thanks again to Ironworkers Local 8 for being a part of the show all season long. Let's get right to it, starting with AAA.
Nashville Sounds.
Nashville yesterday won 7-5 over the Louisville Bats. Reese Hoskins notched 2 extra base hits, had a solo homer during the second game of his rehab assignment with AAA Nashville. Jake Bowers hit his 3rd home run with AAA Nashville during his rehab assignment. And Reynel Delgado, coming off the reverse cycle in his last time out, he went 2 for 5, hit a homer in the game as well. Right now, not looking good for Nashville's postseason success, but a very successful season right now. 66-54 for the Sounds. On the bump today, it'll be Garrett Stallings going for Nashville.
Biloxi Shuckers.
Biloxi yesterday, AA taking in a loss from Chattanooga. However, Cooper Pratt staying hot right now. 3 for 5 in the game again. He had a phenomenal week, and he is rising up boards right now. Kyler McDaniel had him in his top 65, I think it was last time now. He was somewhere around 63 in the latest rankings. So moving up, just inching a little bit closer and closer, and the Bats finally found some consistency for Cooper Pratt. Brett Witrowski will be on the bump today for Biloxi in their game against Chattanooga.
Wisconsin Timber Rattlers.
Timber Rattlers, man. I mean, they're playing the Beloit Skycarp. Why are you not going to the game? It's right up the road. Made.
Fisher goes to third. The pitch is, there's a long drive deep into right field all the way back, and see you later. Jesus Made just turned on it, and look out at 106.
I mean, the ball was pieced. Jesus Made pieced the baseball up against the Beloit Skycarp, and they won 7-5 against Miami's High A affiliate. Made was 2 for 4 in the game. Josh Adamczewski 2 for 4. And Manuel Rodriguez, who we were talking about some pitching over the last couple of days. We were just joined on the Mason Crosby show, Sparky filling in today, by Chris Mehring, the broadcaster for the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers. Was talking a little bit about Manuel Rodriguez. He had 8 strikeouts yesterday in 5 scoreless innings of work at High A. Pitching today for Wisconsin, Tanner Gillis. He's had a very solid season. He'll be on the bump against the Skycarp.
Carolina Mudcats.
Mudcats lose again 4-2 over the Salem Boston Red Sox affiliate team. Now just a half a game up in their quest to reclaiming the North Division title of the Carolina League. Josiah Ragsdall had 4 hits, drove in a run during the 4-2 loss against Salem. Ragsdall was selected by the Brewers in the 7th round of the 2025 first-year player draft. He's out of Boston College. You see his first professional action now with the Mudcats. The outfielder has reached base in 6 of his first 7 games, has a .500 on-base percentage across 31 plate appearances. Now, on the bump, it'll be Wandy Torres for Carolina today. No action in the Dominican Summer League yesterday. Nothing to report there. This Building a Winner feature presented by Iron Workers Local 8, building Milwaukee's future one beam at a time. Coming up, we're going to talk to Drew Wagner, Forbes Sports, pick his brain a little bit on what's going on with the Milwaukee Brewers, live from the 1250 AM, 105.7 FM The Fan Studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook.
What's the latest on the crew? Let's go inside the clubhouse with Drew Wagner of Forbes Sports on the Leadoff Show, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM The Fan. Inside the Clubhouse is brought to you by Focus Baseball. Join their fall mini camps at focusbaseball.com.
Welcome back to the Leadoff Show. Tommy Wortz here with you live from the 1250 AM, 105.7 FM The Fan Studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Before we get over to Drew Wagner, Forbes Sports, let me run down Milwaukee's lineup one last time in case you missed it earlier in the program. Sal Frelick in right field to lead things off. Isaac Collins in left field will bat second. William Contreras, the catcher, will bat third. Christian Yelich, the DH, bats fourth. Andrew Vaughn at first base batting fifth. Caleb Durbin at third base will bat sixth. Bryce Terang at second base bats seventh. Brandon Lockridge in center field will bat eighth. Joey Ortiz rounds things out. He is the shortstop batting ninth. Joining the show now, as he does each and every day, you can follow his work at Forbes Sports. Follow him on Twitter, @ByAndrewWagner, on the Fan Guest Hotline, powered by Gruber Law. It is Drew Wagner. Mr. Wagner, how are we this afternoon?
We're not, panicking like apparently everyone else in Wisconsin is. My goodness.
Drew, I mean, why do I have to be a voice of reason? I'm supposed to be the young, dumb, idiot, reactionary guy, and everyone's freaking out after 3 games.
Yeah, it's right back to normal. Same old Brewers.
Unserious organization at this point.
Yep.
Like,
Fire Murph, DFA Yelich. They should have traded Miz for Suarez. Just what a bunch of bumps.
I mean, Drew, I don't want it to take away really a lot from the Cubs, because the Cubs have played pretty well the last 3 games against the Brewers, but pretty much for, I don't want to say all 14 games, but a good 2 weeks, the Brewers were getting every single break to go their way. And now, over the last 48 hours, 2 days, 3 games, they haven't had every break go their way, and they've hit a lot of hard balls. They haven't played the best defense. Their pitching, obviously, had a couple of blow-up innings. I just think that, Drew, it's a little bit of baseball catching back up to the Brewers at this point.
Yeah, that's all it is. I mean, listen, they win game 1, 7-0. They win, or they lose the first game of the doubleheader. What was it, 6-4? And it's a different game. Shelby Miller makes one bad pitch that changes the course of things. The nightcap was kind of a bummer. And last night they were in it too. They had opportunities, they just couldn't cash in, which is something that they haven't done in a while. That last hit there in the 9th inning by Contreras. I mean, that thing was slicing. You thought it was going to run into right field, and Nico Horner just reached out and snared it. It's just one of those things. And we talked about this yesterday. All this time we heard the Brewers aren't getting hard hit balls, but they're still winning. Can it be sustainable? And they had a bunch of hard hit balls that just didn't fall yesterday, and they lost. I mean, even that ridiculous Luckometer Twitter feed said that the Brewers, were like 78% chance to deserve to win that game, and the Cubs were luck merchants. Luck kind of comes and goes. Doesn't mean the Brewers are a bad team all of a sudden.
No, I completely agree with you. Drew Wagner joining us here, Forbes Sports. Drew, I had actually kind of prompted this question to ask you with Sparky earlier today on the Mason Crosby show. We didn't get to talk, though. This Uribe Koenig switch right now, I understand what Pat Murphy has done in the past with lineup matchups and, pitching matchups based on where they are in the lineup, and I totally understand that. But is Jared Koenig really getting a nod if there's one lefty he has to face in the 8th inning, as opposed to why not let Uribe come in that moment? And maybe Koenig does give up a run in the 7th, and it totally doesn't matter, and we're overthinking it. But I don't know why you wouldn't want Uribe in later game situations, and it turns out that run did matter that Koenig gave up.
Yeah, it was unfortunate. I think they were looking at it as where the lefties were in the lineup. They were probably looking at a couple of things, the shutdown situation, lefties in the lineup later, who is on the bench, that kind of thing. You try to go with the hunch, you blend the hunch and the matchups, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes it just doesn't work. And in that case, it just didn't work.
Drew, you were at the stadium yesterday too, and Pat Murphy got a little fired up in post-game, a little frustrated. That's something we haven't really seen out of him this year. What do you make of that? Do you think he's truly just sick of the questions of like team morale, or he actually was feeling it a little bit more? Like, just to see that out of Pat Murphy, you take that in a positive, a negative tone? What was your reaction to that?
I thought it was a little out of character for him.
Yeah.
At first, I thought he was just goofing around. I mean, Todd's question was, pretty harmless.
Right.
I'm not sure why Murph took umbrage to it. I don't read too much into it. I mean, we're pretty thick-skinned. It's not like
you have to be in the industry, right?
Yeah. It's not like we deal with this on a daily basis. 9 times out of 10, Murph's pretty affable. I think maybe So maybe he was just in a bad mood after that one. Very well could be. Like I said, I don't read too much into it. It was weird. It was off brand. It was kind of uncalled for, but compared to what we used to deal with, it's nothing.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the rest of no, I won't do that to you for the rest of this one. Drew Wagner joining us here on the leadoff show. Follow him on Twitter at @ByAndrewWagner. Let's get into today's game, Drew. I don't know if I necessarily agree with the narrative that the pitching matchup is so much in favor of Chicago during this. It's Priester who, regardless of what he's been on the field, last time around was fine, serviceable, gave up the 2 homers in Cincinnati, was on his way back to a bounce back start after a rough one against the New York Mets back in August, on August 10th. The Brewers have also hit Imanaga pretty well this year, and the Brewers find ways to win with Priester on the mound. Is it at least do you think in the player's brain that they have a lot of success with their offense and they know they have a guy they can rely on with Quinn Priester whenever he's on the mound?
Yeah, I think they take the field today feeling pretty good. Listen, I'm going to go back to something from last night that Christian Yelich said. You're going to lose games, right? You're going to lose games over a course of 162. It's how you lose that matters. If you're going out there and you're just playing lackluster and half-assed and not effort, and you're just getting, boat race, all right, then you get PO'd about it. They did play pretty well yesterday. They played good defense. They were hitting okay. They just didn't get the big hit. They were doing the right things, and they just came up empty on it. So I think that, and then add in the fact they played well behind Priester because he's pitched well and they've had success against Imanaga. I think you take the field today feeling very good about your chances. And walking out of there 3-2, you lose the series. Okay, fine. But listen, the Cubs had a lot more to lose than the Brewers had to gain. In the grand scheme of things, I think they know that they're still in control and they're still doing the right things and they're still going to come out on top more often than not.
If we're making a meter on the must-win category, where are you on a 1 to 10 scale with this game today, Drew? Because I don't want to say it's 10 because that would be, Game 7 of the World Series, right? But it's probably close.
Somewhere right in the middle.
Yeah,
it's somewhere right in the middle. You want to walk out of there and save face. You want to walk out of there, 6, or is it now? Is it 5 or is it 6?
Right now, it's 6-game lead.
Yeah. You walk out of there with 7, I think you're feeling pretty good. You walk out of there with 5, you might start to sweat a little bit. But I think you walk out of there today with a win. You feel good about yourself. You're coming home for 6 games that are going to be kind of tough, but you're going to be playing at home. I think it's like a 5 right there in the middle.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's definitely one that you want to get some momentum back in this. You're already not going to win the season series now. You're not going to win this series because of it, which probably, if they win this game, won't really matter in hindsight because they will be in much better shape up 7 games as opposed to up 5 games. Drew, thank you so much for jumping on today. Enjoy the rest of your day, my friend. We will talk again soon.
Sounds good.
There he is, Drew Wagner, joining us on the Fan Guest Hotline, powered by Gruber Law Offices. One call. That's all. I'm just like, I feel like I'm taking form. Like my beard is going away and I'm just getting a mustache and maybe I'll slick back my hair and hopefully I grow 10 inches so I can be as tall as Drew Wagner. But I feel myself turning into Drew Wagner, trying to have to be a voice of reason with this. I would not panic. Even if they lose today, I would not panic. But I do think that there should be some implication that we're approaching must-win territory for the Brewers today.
How does the Crew win today's game? Who needs to step up? Let's find out with the keys to the game. It's the Leadoff Show, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM, The Fan.
Keys to the game, how we always wrap up each and every leadoff show. Tomorrow, leadoff show going to be live from Kelly's Bleachers. So that'll be a fun one. Come say hi over there. They got a shuttle running. Should be a good time. I think today, like the home run ball, you kind of want to see a little more of it from the Brewers right now. They were on a fantastic run in August, hitting the ball out of the yard. And the Cubs, homers have kind of been the difference in a couple of these games so far. I would like to see Milwaukee get one over the wall today and with people on base, because they haven't been capitalizing like they were with runners in scoring position. It was 2 innings yesterday in which you really wanted runs to come across for Milwaukee, or at least more runs come across. So let's just say get a big inning with a homer in it. Get a 3-run inning, whether it's a 3-run homer or you get 3 runs in that inning and you send one over the wall. However they do that, that's today's key to the game. That's going to do it for us here at the Fan. Leadoff show tomorrow, actually special 90 minutes, as Wisconsin Sports Daily will be also live at Kelly's Bleachers. They're going to go from 2 to 5:30. Then it'll be 5:30 to 7 with the leadoff show. I will be there. I'm sure we'll do a little crosstalk action with our guy, Steve Sparky Pfeiffer. He's coming up now in an hour or so here on Wisconsin Sports Daily. He'll have some pregame cover or postgame coverage and in-game analysis while the Brewers are playing in the season finale against the Chicago Cubs today. Live from the 1250 AM, 105.7 FM, the Fan Studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Don't forget, send them home.